All right. Good morning. Good morning, guys. It is Friday, December 4th, 2020. This morning is episode number 250 of Morning Perspective. Hard to believe. Crazy. 250 episodes. So this morning, I'm going to share some of the things that I have learned in doing this 250 times now. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
What's happening, guys? Good morning to you and happy Friday. This morning is episode number 250. It's hard to believe when I say that we've been here that many times and that, I've clicked that go live button that many times in the last, year and almost year and a half here. So, but what I wanted to do this morning is just share with you guys some of the things that kind of come to my mind when I think about, I think about last July and clicking that button for the first time and, kind of what I was thinking when I started the show and then, what it has ended up to be and some of the perspective that I have gained by being here every single morning or close to every single morning, for the last almost year and a half now. So, want to say good morning to some folks. Dave, good morning from Chicago. Good morning, brother. Thank you for being here as always. My wife, my beautiful and supportive wife, thank you for being here, babe. Dean Deo, good morning, man. He's been here pretty much since the beginning. I don't know. He might have been here for episode 1. Cindy, good morning to you. Dave Martin, good morning. Lewis, good morning to you. Tammy Clark, my girl, man. I say it all the time. Up at 4:30 a.m. on the West Coast, watching this show every single morning. Mike Rosgoni, good morning to you, man. Hope you are feeling better, man. Hope you get on the mend. Sorry to hear that, buddy. But hope you're feeling better. So let's talk about some of the things that I've learned here in 250 episodes. There's so many things, right? And there's I could go on and on and on forever. Some of the things that came to my mind, I put down on paper, and I just wanted to kind of go through that list. I'm sure there'll be some things that kind of pop into my mind as we're going through this list. But, there's so many things that you get to see and experience when you are interacting on a daily basis like this with a mass quantity of people. And those people end up reaching out to you, sharing stories, sharing things that really help them. So one of the things that I've learned is that there's so many incredible people out there that really want other people to win. And I think that sometimes, in this world, we run into so many of the opposite of that, or we run into a handful of the opposite, I should say. And sometimes it may seem, because those people, give us such strong feelings of fear or, being uncomfortable, that it may seem like there's more of them than there are of the incredible people, the people that actually want us to win. And I can tell you this for sure, is that one of the things that I've learned from this show is that there are way more incredible people and people that care, people that want each other to win, people that are working on making the world a better place. There's a lot more of those people than there are the opposite. And I want you guys to remember that, because I think it has changed my life in such a big way to be reminded of that so often. One of the things that this show gives me is the gift of hearing from people, some of the things that we talk about here and how they've impacted their life and how it just changes their day and their week to start their day off with some perspective, with some, positivity and some positive energy, and to be around like-minded people. We're going to dig into a little bit of that, but just remember that there are way more incredible people out there that actually want you to win. It's a matter of you finding those people and plugging into them more often than the others. The next thing on my list here is that a few minutes out of every morning to focus on something positive and to make sure that you're looking at the world through the right lens, it will absolutely change your entire day. And I know that because I experience it myself. You know, I say this all the time, but doing this show, most of the time, what I'm talking about is as much for me as it is for everybody else. It's a reminder of what it is that I need to be doing. And I think that, you know, we all need those reminders. We all need the repetition of remembering exactly what we should be doing, exactly how we make the world a better place. And so sitting here with all of you guys every morning and talking about those things, it really makes my life better. It makes my day better. And I hear from a lot of people every single week about, you know, how it makes their life better, and how just the idea, even if they don't watch the show, just the concept of them, you know, even if they miss a day, they find themselves thinking about more positive things in the morning as a result of adding this show to their routine or having this show as part of their routine for a period of time. And so I think it's really important to remember that how you start your day, and a few minutes out of every morning to focus on something positive, be grateful, gain some perspective, get around like-minded people. And that's what we do here every morning. You know, I'm talking into this camera, but all of you guys are in the comments here and connecting. And so many of you have become friends with each other through this show, right? Meeting in the comments on this podcast. And that's so cool, man. It's so cool to see, you know, people get to meet each other and plug into like-minded groups outside of this one as a result of this show. Some of the guests that I've had on this show have become friends of all of my friends. And it's awesome. And I never want you guys to forget that how important it is to start out your day with something positive. Start out your day with some perspective on life. You know, I was driving in this morning and the sun was coming up, and man, just it's incredible the life that we get to live in our country, in this world that we live in, and the gift that we get every day. And it's important to remember that. And hopefully this show provides you some of that perspective. So remember that every morning, focus on something positive, gain some perspective in your life. It will change your entire day. Another thing that I've learned, that it is much easier to find like-minded people when you put your message out there and you allow others that believe what you believe to find that message and to connect with it. And I wanted to share that because, you know, I've been given the gift of courage by other people to do this. You know, this wasn't something, when I started doing this was not something that I was comfortable with. It wasn't something that I knew how to do. You know, it was just something that other people, friends of mine, encouraged me to do, told me that I should be doing it. And so I want to encourage all of you who are watching or listening that you will find incredible gifts if you are willing to put your message out there. And putting your message out there gives you a great reminder of who you really want to be. You know, we all have those days where things don't go exactly how we would want. But when you put your message out there and you talk about the things that are important to you, you are retraining your own life as much as you are helping others. And when you put your message out there, those people that believe what you believe, those people that share the same values as you, that want to be on the same mission or are on the same mission as you, they will find you. And people, you know, every once in a while, I see somebody tag someone in the comments. And that either means that they believe that person would find value in the message that we're delivering that morning, or it means that they believe we probably share the same values, or that person would enjoy connecting with me. And so I'm super grateful for that. And you know, those people, I've found myself surrounded by this tribe of like-minded people that all, you know, want to win and all want to do great things in the world. And it's an unbelievable feeling to have that many people in your life. And it's a reminder of the first thing that I said, of how many incredible people there are out there that actually want you to win, that genuinely want you to win, that don't believe that if you win, they have to lose. That's what you want to surround yourself with in this life. And if you put your message out there, if you are willing to share, if you're willing to share some of the losses that you take, some of the wins that you have, if you're willing to do that and you have the courage to do that, and you're willing to listen to some of the negativity that comes along with it, you will find incredible, incredible people that believe what you believe, that support that mission and keep things moving forward in your life, and you can help things keep moving forward in theirs. Another thing that I have learned is that online friendships. So, a lot of the people that watch this show, I have never met in person, and that is it's really interesting to be living in this time where this is still kind of new to us, right? Where we build these relationships, we build real friendships. There are people that watch this show every morning that I feel close to, that I've never had the pleasure of meeting in person. And what I will tell you is that those online friendships that you establish, they will make a huge difference in your state of mind, because you will find yourself, again, surrounded by like-minded people who are on the same mission as you, who are going to encourage you when at that moment in your life, if you didn't have those online relationships, if you didn't have those online friendships, if you weren't connected to those people via social media or some other medium, you wouldn't have that support. That spot in your life would be empty. And so I value those online relationships, and I want to encourage you guys to do it too, because there's a lot of people out there that talk about, almost like calling these types of relationships dangerous, like, that, well, those aren't real relationships, or those aren't real friendships. And I'm here to tell you guys that they absolutely are. They are exactly what you choose them to be. And if you value those relationships and friendships the same as you do any other relationship, those friendships and relationships are going to pay you the same energy and the same love and the same care as any relationship that you've ever had. And it is much easier to find those people that you want to find online, and to build this little community of support and of care and of friendship. And it doesn't take the place of real in-person interaction. That's not what I'm saying. But I never want you guys to undervalue those online friendships that you make, or those online relationships. It's an important piece of what we do, and it will continue to be in the future a very important piece of how people function in this world. It's not going away anytime soon. So just remember that. I think that's important. And I think that there's a lot of people out there that are trying to give you an opposite message of that. And so I want to provide you some perspective on those friendships and what they can do for your life. They've done tremendous things in my world. The next thing on my list here, that speaking to other people about helpful topics for them is a great way to help your own life. And I kind of touched on this earlier, but it is it's an amazing thing to be able to sit here and talk about helpful topics that I think will help other people. But again, as I said, at the same time, it's a reminder to me of what I need to be doing. And the biggest thing that I have noticed in my own life is that, and I just said this to someone yesterday, that when you put these messages out there, you naturally, you don't want to live as a hypocrite, right? So if you find yourself doing something opposite of the message, or thinking about doing something opposite of the messages that you deliver, you're automatically going to correct yourself. That is human nature, right? If you're a good person and you care about, not being a hypocrite, which most people do, you're going to find yourself self-correcting as a result of just putting those helpful topics out there for others. So it is, again, as much as it is help for others, it's a tremendous help for yourself. And so I know I'm doing a lot of encouraging to you guys this morning about maybe doing this yourself, about maybe turning the camera on yourself and sharing, kind of how you're feeling, because people connect with you because they have been in the same situation as you have been at some point. If you're lending a hand, they'll connect with you if they need that hand at that very moment. They'll relate to you. They'll see that at some point in your life, you are at the point that they're at right now, and they want to follow someone that's maybe a little bit further ahead in the journey. There's so much value, guys, in sharing what we all learned and what we all go through, and being able to connect with people in this fashion. It's an incredibly valuable thing for your life. And I hope that out of this morning's show that somebody decides to take that step and turn the camera on themselves and share some of what they're thinking. And if you don't want to share if you don't want to do it via video, start by sharing it in posts, and then maybe you'll get the courage to do it on video. But it's a tremendously valuable thing, and I would encourage all of you guys to do it. As much as it might help other people, it's going to help you just as much. The next thing on my list, and again, this is kind of a repeat of what I've already said, but the people that I've met along this journey of doing this podcast of 250 episodes of sitting here have genuinely, I can say this with confidence, have been better people and more volume of great people than any other single thing that I've done in my life. And I know that might sound crazy to some of you. It might sound shocking, but it is the truth. I've been connected to so many people and in ways that you wouldn't think. Customers of ours at the Pavement Group, we'll be in conversation, and one of them will mention an episode of this show that they have watched. And it's amazing to think about the level of connection that you can create by doing something this simple. And it is a real gift. And I want you guys to understand just the volume of how much better your life can get by doing things like this. And I want to thank all of you for being that for my life, right? For showing up here every day, for sharing this out, for tagging people in the comments that get introduced to this show, because the volume of quality people, of incredible human beings that I've met through doing this show it's mind-blowing. It's exceptional. And I can't thank you guys enough, because I don't bring all of those people here. I just show up and do this. And everybody else shares this, puts it on their page, tags somebody in the comments, sends it via DM to somebody. And that is what has built the hundreds of thousands of people who have tuned into this show over 250 episodes. And it's an incredible thing to think about. When you think about the number of views that this show has gotten, whether it be here on Facebook or on the podcast platforms or on YouTube or whatever it is, right? There's been so many people that have plugged into this show and gotten something positive out of it, hopefully over 250 episodes. And it's just amazing to think about. And I want you guys to gain that perspective of what that can do for your own life, right? And that could be just you connecting in the comments. It could be you doing this for yourself. But the volume of improvement in your life, as Trisha just said in the comments, that her newsfeed has gotten so much more positive over the last couple of years. It's amazing what it can do for the way that you feel in your life every single day. And that is, it's something that, it's hard to put into words what it does, but it gives you immense energy, immense motivation, immense peace in your life to know that you are surrounded by so many great people. It takes those fears and that normal stuff that we feel from time to time of the bad side of things, makes all that stuff go away. Last two things here are kind of one and the same, but the next thing I have here is you don't have to have it all figured out to start. You just have to start walking and have some faith, right? And if I think back to 250 episodes and the way that I felt clicking that button to go live and to start talking into the camera, there was a level of anxiety that existed there, that, man, how am I going to be judged? What if I say something stupid? What if I do this? All the things that everybody would feel, when they click that button. I went through all of those emotions. But what I've learned from other people who are, far ahead of where I'm at in this journey is that you don't have to have it figured out to start. And in fact, if you wait until you have it all figured out, you never will. And, what you have to do is just have a little faith, in yourself, have a little faith in the journey. And you just have to start walking. You just have to take the action. And when you take action, great things happen. And that is the most important message that I think I could give you is, and it doesn't matter whether it's this or something else in your life. You don't have to have it all figured out to start. And those people that discourage you from doing things that you don't, necessarily know how to do, those people, you have to watch how many of those people you have around you in your life, because they will cast doubt on every aspect of anything that you do. They have a problem for every solution. And it's difficult to be successful when you have a lot of those people in your life. And last but not least, showing up is the most important thing that you can do. One of the things that when I think about this journey, I am probably most proud of is that I showed up here 250 times. And, out of those 250, I can't tell you how many days it was that I probably didn't feel like it. But I showed up anyway. And that is, it has made me a better person. It has made me better in so many aspects of my life to just keep that promise to myself and to all of you guys as many times as I possibly could, unless there is a real good reason as to why I can't click that button and go live. Unless there's technical difficulties or I am literally unable to do it because I'm in a vehicle and I'm not sure if I can keep the signal or whatever it is, or I'm on a job site. Like I am committed to being here every single morning. I'm in the process right now of evolving some of the things that we're doing with this show. I'm getting some help with that. So there's more things to come, but showing up, guys, is the most important thing you can do. It's the most important thing you can do for yourself. It's the most important thing that you can do for those people in your life. It's the single most important thing that you can do if you have children is to show up, because the example that you set to them is the single most important thing that you can possibly do. And if you are showing up in your own life and you're showing up in their life, that is a huge piece of the example that we all want to set as parents. And that is the thing that I take away from this show the most, is just how good it feels in your own life when you do show up, when you do the things that you say you're going to do, and how much you learn in that process of showing up. And that is, it's more important than you could ever imagine. The confidence that you gain, the self-worth that you gain, every aspect of your life will get better by just simply showing up when you say you're going to. And so that's my list of things, guys, that I've learned in 250 episodes. It is a Friday. So as I always say on Fridays, man, Fridays are they're like a trap day, right? So you can easily blow off a Friday and you wouldn't be too out of the ordinary compared to other people. But in my world, I like to say, go out like a lion, don't go out like a mouse. You won't see me ever rolling out of this office early on a Friday, at noon on a Friday or anything like that. I try to put it into the last whistle and make the best out of every single day that I've got here. And I would encourage you guys to do the same. Make sure that you get the best out of every single day that you've got. How do you do that? You do that by starting your day off right, by being focused, having a plan, and expecting more of yourself, constantly being in hot pursuit of the best version that you've got inside of you. And it's an amazing feeling when you chain enough days together of those wins where you feel like you're doing the right things. It's amazing how much your life will change and how much confidence you'll gain and how much fulfillment that you get out of literally just showing up, keeping promises to yourself, and making your life a little bit better every single day. So happy Friday to you guys. Thank you guys for being here. I can't tell you how grateful I am for everybody being here for 250 episodes now. I hope that this list provided you guys with perspective, and I hope that somebody that's watching this or listening to it or watching on the replay will take away the fact that maybe they should share their message as well. Maybe they should share their gift or what they believe or their values or their vision of the world today with other people. It will make the world a better place. So happy Friday to you guys. I'll see you again Monday morning, same place, same time, right here on Morning Perspective.